Hello everybody and welcome to Nathan on Shuffle and to my latest Top 5 episode. This is the show where I get a topic from my wife in progressive rock or related genres and basically give my top 5 list off the top of my head and rattle it off for you guys and give it as a jumping off point for you guys to talk about your top 5 lists in the comments below. So hopefully that's a fun thing for you guys. It seems like many of you are enjoying this series, so I'm really excited to keep it going and full on into the next year as well, so should be a lot of fun. And as I always say at the top of these, please subscribe if you haven't yet. It really helps the channel to get that support from you guys, and please like and comment on this video. It'd be really appreciated. So for this month I'm doing a lot of top 5s that are retrospective of the year we've had in music, just me personally, and the videos that I've come out with on this channel. It's just a fun way to reflect and think about the year that was before we move into the next year and what could happen then. So today's topic is the top 5 concerts I attended in 2022. It works out perfectly because I believe there were really 5 concerts that I attended in total. These are the ones at least that stuck out to me as I was thinking about the topic, and I'd love to hear your guys' concerts that you went to this year perhaps. If you were able to attend any shows, it would be fun to hear about some concert experiences below. But for me, at number 5, I have Haken at the Observatory in Santa Ana, California. This was on May 31st. It was actually a double headlining show with Haken and Symphony X. And then Trope was the opener for them. But I wasn't able to stay for Symphony X. I was only really able to go to the Haken portion of the show, so that's why I think of it more as just a Haken concert. They're one of my favorite bands, so I wanted to make the trip, even if I could only see that portion of the show. And I did catch the Trope section before as well. So, but Haken performed a really tight, cool, interesting set of songs. A lot of focus on their latest album, Virus. Played some really cool heavy stuff there. You know, they played Nil by Mouth from Vector, which is a really heavy instrumental. That was a highlight. They played Cockroach King, which is one of my favorite tracks from them. One of the fun things they did, they played 1985, which is a really throwback track to the 80s, and then inserted Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. You know, they played most of that track as well. So really a fun time. The band is super fun. They were really tight instrumentally. I wasn't a huge fan of the venue and the crowd and things like that. I took Jana there. I'm not sure Jana was really into it either. But the music itself was incredible. Haken is always on point. They're incredible musicians, and I really loved the show. And it was just my own personal anxiety reasons that I didn't enjoy the show as much as others that I saw this year. But objectively, it was a great concert, put on well, and I'm sure a lot of people had fun at that venue and with the crowd there. So just a personal thing, nothing indicative of the show itself. Item number 4 here, the 4th concert I want to talk about is Weird Al performing at the Performing Arts Center in Riverside for The Unfortunate Return of the Ridiculously Self-Indulgent, Ill-Advised Vanity Tour. This was on September 13th. This is the only non-prog related concert that I have on this list, but it's one of the ones I went to and one that I frankly really enjoyed. Jana came off of this one saying it was one of her top favorite concerts she's ever been to, maybe her top favorite. She loves Weird Al. It's one of her favorite artists. I love Weird Al too. He's so fun, but the band is really tight as well. They really play a really great selection of different styles and songs, and a lot of great humor and a lot of great moments at this concert, really spanning through Weird Al's expansive catalog. You know, he played more of his obscure songs that aren't as well known, didn't play a lot of the big parody cover hits that he's known for. He did a little bit of a medley of those towards the end in a more acoustic style that was really fun. Amish Paradise, Smells Like Nirvana, White and Nerdy, Word Crimes, and Yoda were part of that encore at the end, where they finally went into a bit of those covers, not covers, but parodies that he's known for. But beyond that, he played a lot of different just songs that he's written throughout his catalog that are fun songs, done in the style of different artists oftentimes, and just a really great selection. And it was just a ton of fun as a Weird Al fan. So really fun concert there. Number 3 was Transatlantic at the Belasco Theater in LA. This was on April 23rd. My friend Kevin came into town for this one. So we went together. Whenever there's a Neal Morse related concert, my friend tends to come along with me oftentimes because he's a big fanatic of Neal Morse, just like I am. So we went to that show to see Transatlantic. It was an interesting experience. This was more into the LA area, which isn't my favorite oftentimes for concerts, but it was actually a really fun time. It was fun visiting with my friend Kevin. And they were delayed. They weren't able to come on stage right away because Neal was having trouble and issues with his keyboards. They had to last minute fix his keyboard so that he could come out and play. I think they were an hour delayed for that. But they still came out and played the full set. They played the full Absolute Universe album. They played the Whirlwind medley. And then they did a medley of classics from throughout their early catalog, which was a lot of fun. Playing clips from Duel with the Devil, All of the Above, My New World, Stranger in Your Soul. Just really making sure to pack all of their stuff into this concert experience. And it was really amazing. It's always amazing to see them live. We actually had front row seats, so it was really exciting to just be that close to them. And it was just an enjoyable time spending with my friend, and Jana was there as well. So it was the 3 of us enjoying this concert. They were absolutely on fire, playing as well. And so, of course, they're always incredible. So just a really solid, amazing concert from the band. Nothing to complain about there. A lot of fun antics and stuff on stage as well. And that leads into number 2, the Neal Morse Band at the Triple Door in Seattle. This took place in February 22nd. This was a trip I took with my family. My parents got this for me as a birthday gift back in the previous year. Of course, the concert was moved. It was originally going to be in the fall of 2021, but that didn't quite work out because of COVID issues, and so it got moved into February, but we made a trip out of it into Seattle because at the time the concert was announced, that was the closest date to us. They afterwards announced some dates closer in California, but we stuck to the Seattle trip idea, which was a lot of fun. They played pretty much the whole Innocence in Danger album with maybe 1 or 2 songs not on the track list, but pretty much the entire album. They split it into the Innocence set and the Danger set, where the Innocence set was more of the shorter, more compact songs, and the Danger set was the bigger epics towards the end, and they did an epic encore with selections from Similitude of a Dream and The Great Adventure. So it was just an incredible experience. The band was on point. It was a fun little venue, more of a little laid-back club kind of setting. We ate dinner there, got to sit at a table, and then watch the band perform from our table, and they were just on fire. This band never misses. They're one of the tightest, best bands I've ever seen perform live, really, and so I never miss them when they come around, and this was no exception. The band was incredible, and it was an incredible experience. But my number 1 is actually going to be, surprisingly for me, but maybe not that surprising, thinking about the scope of this concert. Number 1 is Porcupine Tree at the Greek Theater in LA. This took place September 30th here. This was a concert I was going to skip just because of the cost of it. The seats were really expensive. The best seats sold out really quickly, so all that was available was nosebleed seats that were really expensive, and so I wasn't sure this was going to be an experience, and I'm not a big fan of the Greek Theater, if I'm being honest, but my dad surprised me with tickets to this for my birthday once again. My dad coming in. My dad loves to take me to concerts. He loves that experience, and even though I've recently been getting a little bit more anxious about going to concerts for a variety of reasons, my dad likes to keep that tradition alive because it's one of the ways we bond is through music and experiencing these concerts together. And so I'm always apprehensive, but it always ends up being a really great experience. And this was no exception. I'm so glad I went to this concert because I would have kicked myself to miss something this monumental. It was just so incredible. I'd never seen Porcupine Tree perform live. I'd never seen Steven Wilson, period, perform live, even though he's one of my favorite all-time artists. And so this was like a dream come true. Their set list was incredible. They played pretty much the entire new album aside from the bonus tracks, but they played a great selection of classics from their catalog as well. They were just so note perfect in every single way. Gavin Harrison on drums is just a mind-blowing experience to watch him play. They just really knocked it out of the park, and my dad became a whole new fan. He didn't even know Porcupine Tree when he bought these tickets. He just knew that I had talked about them on my channel, and he was aware that it was a band I like. But he took a gamble on it and ended up being such a great gamble because it was just one of the best concerts, and it's one of his new bands that he loves. He even said he likes them more than Neal Morse stuff, which of course is my favorite, but he really connected with this on a deeper level than even the Neal Morse stuff that we've listened to together and gone to concerts with. So that really spoke to me and told me that this was a special experience. So that is the concerts that I went to this year. A really fun time at all of these, and really great artists that I would recommend going to their concerts. But now I want to turn it towards you guys. Tell me about concerts you went to and the fun you had at your concerts, or fun you didn't have. If you have any bad concert experiences, anything from this year would be interesting to see in the comments. So thank you guys for joining me in this top 5. I hope you enjoyed the topic and some of these descriptions. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you in a future video. Bye.